Hello everyone, QC Runner for QC Runner Games, and I am back today with another episode of Hustle Castle. As you can see, we got some different stuff going on here. I'm not sure how this is going to come out. I'm trying a new recording setup. I'm trying to do this using an emulator, which is allowing us to have sounds going on, which we don't usually do. As you can see up here in the corner, I have a mouse going, and you can see I am logged into a different account, one we have not seen in a very long time. So this video is going to be about a few different things. We'll see how much we're going to cover, but first and foremost, the goal is going to be to do some beginner tips, because there's a lot of questions that are coming up that used to come up in the past, or that I've mentioned in the past, but I'm sure plenty of people don't go back to watch the old videos. So I'm going to cover just some basic strategy for powering up, or not powering up, optimizing your fighters. And with this squad that I have here, I don't know if anybody remembers this Go Cubs Go account. First of all, before I even show anything or do anything, let me just say, make sure you don't ever do what I did with this account, because this account is a complete and utter mess. I have some goals and there's some reasons for it, which we'll either cover in this video or the next video. But this does give me an option to talk about strategies for leveling and powering up your squad here. So, all right, so let me first back up. So, like I said, I usually record everything on my iPhone, nice and simple and quick editing, and I don't spend a lot of time, upload it, and it works. So what I'm trying to do, I've looked at trying to do an emulator before, and I just don't have a machine that runs quick enough to be able to play the game and be able to record. But I think I have something set up here, and I think it's gonna work. It's some basic testing. So I'm gonna try not have this video go super long, just in case things don't work out too great. So this will be the first step to being able to add more functionality to the videos. Some things that might come as long as this works out is being able to do some live streaming, and jump in and just do some gameplay and play right. Just jump in and start playing the game, rather than making more videos. It's just going to be streaming whatever I'm doing. Not sure if I'm going to do it or not, but it also allows me to pop in my mug down here in the bottom or something. I don't have a recording studio. I'm just sitting in a room right now, so it's not going to be very good. So I don't know if that's something I'm going to add in or not, but makes the whole thing a little bit more personable, I think, possibly. So, and see some reactions when we open things up and stuff. Maybe that makes the videos a little more exciting. Not sure on that one or not. And as you are hearing, I think we got sounds going, which we have not been able to do. So it's going to probably take me a while to tweak the volumes to be able to have voice going and sound going and stuff like that. But it just brings a better experience, I think, to the game. So that is certainly the goal, and that's what I'm going to be tweaking here and there for a while. And I'm sure I'll be popping into the old iPhone videos again as well, because I won't have this computer with me all the times. But hopefully this will be more of the norm on the channel. So real quick, well, not real quick, but I wanted to spend a little time talking about how to properly optimize your squad. Like I said, I'm not really going to get into the ins and outs of why I'm doing this account right now, but this account is not very strong. It's very weak. It's actually, I'm upgrading it to TR9 at the moment, which, again, I will go into a whole backstory on that one, but just let me put it at this point. Don't do what I'm doing here. I mean, especially if you're trying to optimize your account and be strong and be good, don't do any of this stuff. So, all right, so this squad that I'm running, let's take a quick look at the fighters I have. My levels don't really matter. I was actually trying to run something here in the past, and that's the reason I have this set up. But so I got a 41 mage, I have a 43 tank, a 50 archer, a 50 archer, and a 55 tank. For this, I mean, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but for different accounts, it seems like there's kind of like when you start your account, it gives you a common type of fighter that you get a lot more of. So this account, I was getting a lot more fighters, I think. My third account that I'm not running right now was getting tons of archers, and I've seen other people say they get mage stuff all the time. So it just for the setup I have right now, there's certain ways I can maximize. So I'm running this squad because it was giving me it gave me an average level of 47, which allowed me to fight at 47s, but it is what it is. So the couple things to cover here. I know I'm kind of just going back and forth all over the place. Oh, got these sounds in here so we can hear things going on. That's kind of nice. Um, so it's kind of hard because I got so many different things I want to talk about. I'm not sure exactly where to start. So I guess the nitty gritty of what we're talking about here is how to optimize your squad. So one of the big mistakes I made very early on for me was two things, and they're kind of related. So this number here is your overall power. So Mason's power is 101,858, and I would work to try to make that number as high as possible because that gave my overall squad power as high as possible. And there's a lot of people I see complain online when they say, "Hey, my 500,000 account just lost to a 300,000 account. What the heck? This game is horrible. I'm quitting." Um, I just, as with a lot of games, you need to have the understanding of why things work the way they work. And just because you have a big number doesn't mean you're better. As the same thing with leveling up as quick as possible doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be good and you're better. Which specifically on Hustle Castle and the clones, the faster you level, the worse off you're going to be. So that's the mistake I made with my primary account, and that's kind of the goal of what I'm going to get to in this video, and I've mentioned in all my other videos as well, is you have to level in a smart way, and that that goes with here. So don't make this number as high as possible just to make this number as high as possible, because let's see what I'm running with this guy. Let me find somebody who's not maxed out. Okay, so right here we have a ring. We have a level 40 ring, and this guy's power is level 55. So if I go look at my inventory at rings, I probably have these are necklaces. Unfortunately, I don't have anything to show what I want to show. We can try this one. Let's look at our power. 101,858. So if I go ahead and give him this one, there we go. So it went up a little bit. So my power went up 1,000 or 850. It went up 200. Sorry. So if you're thinking like, hey, my power's higher, I should be better, but I just got significantly weaker. Why did I get weaker? Well, first of all, this is a tank. A tank deals regular damage, and this guy right here, spell power. A tank cannot use spell power. So I have this item here, and having this on here makes his overall power go higher, but he can't use it, so it's just a completely useless item. So all I have is the 1241 armor and the 7581 health. So I go compare it here to, I don't even know what I was running. I think it was this one. I should have paid attention. So here my health is better, so it's even better. I have armor, is a little bit lower, but I also have magic armor. So even though my overall power goes down a little bit, I'm better off because of that. So that's one. So let's compare here. So we got lower health on this one. We have higher magic armor and higher armor. So this one is a fair comparison. What kind of damage do you get more of? Do you get more armor or regular attacking, or more magic attacking? You get magic attacking, you want a higher magic armor. So I'm going to go with this one for now. The other one I was really trying to get to was, let me see if I have anything remotely close to the same concept, but with ring. I want something that has a magic damage. It's not going to be a fair comparison because it's not a legendary, but alright, apparently I don't have very many of those. On my other account, it's like all that. So let's go ahead and equip this one. Okay. So we're at 100,906. So if I look and see that, oh, look, I can deal 125 damage here, plus my dodge is 800, this ring is way better than this ring right here. But the fact of the matter is, a tank and an archer, for that matter, can't do magic damage. So even though it says that this number's here, and it will show here on the bottom, I think, they can't deal magic damage. So that is completely useless, and it makes that power completely artificially inflated. So you look like you're 100,000, but you're really only like maybe a 96,000, because you can't even use this when you're only doing the dodge. This is a mistake I made very early and often, until somebody spelled out in black and white. It's like, you idiot, what are you talking about? You can't do that. So don't waste your time on it. So make sure you have your tanks and your archers dealing regular damage, and you have your mages doing magic damage if you want them to do magic damage. So that's the first and main point. This number up here needs to be, you want it as high as possible, but you don't want it high at the cost of misequipping your fighters. So here I should have there's occasions where you might need to, if like the thing you have has higher health and you're looking for high health, maybe will put on a mage amulet for the time being until you get something better suited to the person you're using. But for the most part, you don't want to do that because makes you look higher and you get crushed by people who are lower than you. So that's number one. Very important. Make sure everybody has the right equipment on. The other thing is I don't have the right setup on this squad, and that's just because the way I was running it with the mix setup. But what I usually do, and which I will get to once I get everybody at like level 55 and have the right equipment, is you want to maximize your damage. So my goal on my squads is to have one tank out front, which it doesn't matter for me how much damage this tank is doing, because that's not the point of this tank. This tank, his job is to live. His job is to stay alive as long as possible and allow other people to do their job. So this one is probably the main one I was running. So this is what I like to run right here. So I have my tank out front with a weapon that restores, 22% chance of restoring 9%. And I also like this one too because it reduces armor. But on this account, I don't have a whole lot of options, so I'm using this because that was the only choice I had. So I want to have restoring weapons on my tank. You can look at armor, same thing. I don't have it here, but I want to have a restoring, if possible, if you have that option, a restoring or something, or increasing health is actually a really good one, or even restoring health, whatever, again, to make you live longer. And then you also want to, this one deals damage, but that's not, like I said, not important. The main thing is armor and health. So you want to be able to make your tank live as long as possible. So the goal is for him to sit out there and just get beat up like crazy. And here, make sure your amulets are giving you extra health and extra armor, making you live longer. And then you want to have a little bit of support out here. Have one or two, depending how many you have in your squad, mages out there either doing restore or resurrection or whatever to allow your tank, once he's dead, to come back up or to keep restoring to make him live even longer. So mages, for almost all of my setups, I always have my mages just out there fully supporting the rest of the squad. I don't really care what kind of damage they do because that's not the goal of that person. Let me go back to pop some of these guys here so I don't make my guy unhappy. So for setups, those are my main goals. You got the tank up there, and then you got your one or two mages doing some support. Or if you got like 6-man squad, you have them doing support, and then the real good stuff comes for me is these guys here in the back. I know I'm running a crossbow, which I don't usually like to do, but again, I was limited given my setup here. I had to do some things I don't normally do. But here's where you're really focusing down here. So DPS 4698, that's where you really want to focus on the damage being done. Here's another DPS 4483. And if I go look at my tanks, that's not really fair because they're level 55s, but he's doing 4390. And once I get my archers maxed out, they'll be dealing way more than, that number. And here, this tank is only doing 2381. He's only 43, so that's why it's a little bit more fair comparison. So again, not the best archer, but he is dealing damage and he's increasing crit, whatever you're going to do, or there's like increasing damage. Here you want to have, something that's going to have good damage out there because it can do more damage. Archers are also good for dodge because you want them to live and just, maximize damage. Here you want to be doing damage. And as you can see, he's not quite fitted right. He is doing magic damage. This is exactly what I was talking about. And I'm not sure if I have the right, even have a ring to give to this person. So I might even be better off, I'll have to go comparing, switching to an epic instead of a legendary because that legendary is doing nothing. The one thing it does have him is got a very high dodge rate, which is good. But if I compare it to this ring right here, the dodge is a little bit lower. I don't have crit, so that hurts. But this magic damage is completely useless. I do this, all of a sudden, I'm dealing. Let's take a look right here. So my overall power is 128,000, and my DPS is 4698. So if I go ahead and put on this ring here, my overall power will probably go down. So I just lost 2,000 in my overall power, but my DPS went up by, 10%. So all of a sudden I'm a lot stronger now because I went to an epic item that is actually properly fitted. So oddly enough, I didn't even know I had that problem with this guy. Let's see here. Is this another one? Again, look at that, spell power. So I have a feeling I had this guy set up as a mage before, but it could have just been wrong. I might have just been wrong. Who knows? So I don't have, this guy's a level 50. I don't have anything. I don't have a lot of good options. I'm hoping that, once I can get this whole squad back where I want it, I can start, being more properly fitted with everybody. So let's go ahead and find, what does he have here? So I got to find something with higher health and or higher armor. I'm not going to spend a lot of time here because that's kind of just besides the point of what this video is about. So I'll go back and fix that later. So again, those are, my power went down, but I got stronger by doing that. So let's see if I got this one fit up. So that one's right. Yeah, it's good. And then this one is wrong again. So I didn't have that many on this account. I think I just did it because the health was higher. But again, completely incorrectly set up. So when I go fight somebody with like a exact same power as me, not necessarily, but more than likely they're going to beat me because they're probably going to be stronger and better equipped than I am. So, like I said, that's my setup. I got one tank up front, one or two mages in the middle, and then, just pure power in the back, and just, doing max DPS. Another option you can consider, which, I might have to look here, is to do an assassin. So, if I just do a compare here, I'm not sure on the levels. So we got a 46 to 54, not exactly, fair comparison, but, he's doing 3742 DPS, so 16. So that's the difference between slow and fast. This guy's firing off 2 shots every second, and this guy is firing off 1 shot every 2 seconds. So it's way slower. So the DPS is going to be, I can't equip it and test it out, but it's going to be better. But anyway, so the assassins also do lots of damage too, because usually you have an archer armor, which has damage, plus you have this daggers, which do a lot of damage too, and allows you to really maximize damage, but they don't last as long. So you usually want to have some kind of resurrection or some kind of something that allows their sacrifice to be worthwhile. So that's I know it took a very long time to get out a very short point, but those are key important points to just basic power and basic setup on your squads. Make sure what you're doing is supporting your overall goals. What I told you is my goals. There's other people that have mage centric squads, and they make it very useful, and they make the best use of it. So just make sure whatever you're doing, it's focusing on your overall goal of your squad. And there's no right or wrong way to do it. There's a lot of different ways to do it. And then you start putting artifacts in there, and artifacts also have a bearing on what your decisions are. So just keep that focus, and don't just focus on your overall squad power, because that is definitely going to hurt you. And make sure that you are properly equipping all of your fighters. So I think this video is going long enough for what the basic idea is, and it's allowing me to test out this new setup. So I am going to, well, let me just get back to, I should have done this at the beginning of the video. I apologize for being gone for so long. It was a busy weekend, Super Bowl's going on, lots of parties going on, and busy stuff with coaching. I just didn't have a lot of time to spend in the game. So I apologize for being away for so long. I didn't do the giveaway, so I'm going to pop that out right now. Going to keep it simple. I didn't do my random number generator. I'm going to do it right now, right here, while nobody can see what I'm doing. If I had the video camera on, you guys could see it. All right, random numbers. We're doing it right now. We're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to do, we do 1 to 1,000. This time we're going to do between 1,000 and 2,000. Hit it right now. Generate. There we go. I got my number right here. So we have the next giveaway. The number is between scratch that. Between 1,000 and 2,000. Give me your pick. Give me your game ID. Again, for those that don't know, the game ID is here. This number right here, 9800607 on this account. Give me your game ID, your pick between 1,000 and 2,000. I'll leave entries open for 2 days, like we usually do, from the time this video is posted. And given how I'm recording everything differently, I'm not sure how long it's going to take, and if anything's going to be different. But I'll still, from the moment I hit, publish on this video, that'll be when the 2-day timer starts, and I will be sure to announce. Make sure you post your answer in the comments of this video. I've been always worried that people are going to post like on some of the Facebook links or Twitter links, but I'm only going to pick people who put their answers in the comments of this video. So make sure you get your guess and your game ID in there, and anything else is going to be invalid. So good luck to everybody, and the goal will be to be doing videos a little bit more and add a little bit more functionality, make these a little bit better. And I'm not going to use professional because that's certainly not true, but just make the whole overall video experience a little bit better. So, all right, that will do for today. This is QC Runner for QC Runner Games, and I will catch you with everybody soon. See ya.